Hello.
Hi, Kayla.
Hey guys, ladies, what's up this morning? Hi, Nicole. Deborah, Kaylee, Sarah.
Good morning, or I guess afternoon.
Nicole, are you dragging this morning?
Oh, it wasn't too bad, but when we got home last night, I was like, I hit a wall. I was
Yeah.
like, yeah,
Yeah, done. Like I'm
yeah.
dragging a little bit this morning. This will be like my third spring of the morning.
I was just fixing to make me one too. Tony's like, what are you doing? And I was like, I need this today.
Yeah.
I haven't got mine yet. I want to try it.
So it's all right. There's Melissa. Melissa's been on the road too. Melissa's been on the road and working though. Okay, well, let's get started. I think it said it was recording. And it said it was pushed to expert feed. So I think we can start. So cool beans. So let's get started. We're halfway through the month. And all I can tell you is to keep working because after Christmas will be big. People are still buying. I know I've heard some chatter through some of my team, like nobody's buying, nobody's doing anything. And let me tell you, planes are packed. Las Vegas looked like a blown up, I don't know what you'd call it. I have been many places over the last 6 months and people are spending money left and right. So they can talk about not having money. They lying. They lying. They got money. I don't know where it's coming from, but they do. Would you not agree, Melissa? It's there. People have money. But it really does come down to the way that how we present and how we talk for people to jump on board with us. I will tell you that I think we're also in a stage of headhunting like we were, like 6-7 years ago. Wouldn't you say, Melissa? There's kind of like another shift happening. And what I mean by headhunting, I mean by, yes, you still have to take care of your customers, but you're doing more presenting the business to people. Like you're reaching out and you're exposing the business. You're not so much it's more heavily business oriented is what I'd say what we should be doing right now. So still got to take really good care of our customers because your customers is always, where your money is, but you got to have also builders to build the business too. So there's that. So one of the things is that I want to talk about today is I know some of y'all have seen like this 333 thing, and I know some people have presented it in Room on the Top, and I'm actually going to show you the way that I do it today because I think the other way is great, but it can be super overwhelming and it can be super hard to track. That's just my take on it. So but not that it's not a good method, but I just want to show you more of how I do it and how it flows into what we've already have been doing. So again, you don't have to have 80,000 verbiage tracks to go through with something. So, I mean, I don't know if you noticed, but that's really one of the things that I've been working on is how everything flows right back in to the ATM system and not having to use verbiage track after verbiage track after verbiage track. Because I think one of the biggest downfalls we've done in the last 4 years is just having all these verbiage track, and then it makes us sound fake and inauthentic. So if you ever want to be great at this business, you're just going to have to get over it and learn how to be a great conversationist. That's just how it is. So that's my point of view on that. So anyway, and we're going to go over this, and then we're actually going to go do it. And if you're on my team and if you have my board, it's actually going to be under strategies. And I actually renamed it and I called it Genuine Growth Connections. And it's already there if you want to go look it up. I'm actually going to be training over this week. And I'm not sure where, but Brian Fryer asked me to train over this here this week too. So this is a practice run. And here's another thing I believe that, like, when we learn things from really big network marketers, like, you know, the John Miltons out there and the Rob Sperry's out there and Maria Simone and all of those, that their method works, and we have to do a really good job at not watering their system down, because then what's the point of using their system if we're not going to use the way it was designed to use it, right? So it's like the ATM system that have been working with you on has been watered down. Like some people in Zingler have watered it down and washed it down, and they have put their own twist, and it just doesn't work effectively. So I want to be really careful that what I'm putting together doesn't wash down what was originally designed and how that design works. So I think we have to be, so when you're out there and you're following things and you're watching things, then maybe something connects to you, make sure you try not to water it down and take away the effectiveness of it. And because I just don't think it works. And I think we have to be careful of that. So really the difference that I have done here is the past 333 is where they'll say, like, take 5, 10, 15, 20 people a day. Well, to me, that's really overwhelming. And again, that is hard to track when you do that. And if you've done it, raise your hand and you can agree with me that it's hard to track all of that. Okay. So what I like to do is I like to make a list of somewhere of how many people you want to focus on that week. So like this week, I want to focus on somewhere between 20 and 30 people. That's my focus. Now, your focus may be 10. I wouldn't do any less than 10. Okay. Because the point is to move. So doing one a day is not going to work, but you got to put some meat in there. So my focus is going to be somewhere between 20 and 30. I did not do my job last night, going through my Facebook. Sometimes I try to keep a list of people that pop up and put in on my list. So all I have to do is grab the list just so I can get started. So instead of taking 5, 10, 15, 20 people a day, we're going to take this list over the week. And that's the people we're going to focus on all week. Okay. Another thing that I like about this system is because some of you get into conversations and you're taking weeks and months to get to the point. Okay. You don't have weeks and months to get to the point. Okay. We have to get to the point. in these conversations that we can just bust out the rip the Band-Aid off and start asking. I don't like any of the rip the Band-Aid messages. I think they're weird and spammy, and they're just weird to me. Going back to learning how to be more of a human and really connecting with people, which I've been watching a lot of my chats with like Deborah and Nicole and all, Tara and Misty, and they're doing a really good job of learning how to adjust, because it does take time, but they're doing a really good job of adjusting. But what we want to do is we're actually going to use a lot of the things that we already use. Okay. But let's say today is day one. Okay. Today is day one. What we want to do is we want to go comment and love on 1 or 2 stories. It doesn't matter. We're just going to make an appearance, basically, is what we're doing on each one of those persons that we have wrote down. Okay. Day 2, we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to do it in their stories. We're going to go comment on a story, and we're going to go heart on their stories. Okay. That conversation is our first nugget into becoming their closer friend, is what I'm going to say. Okay. Now, if they don't have a story, just go back and find another post to comment and love on. Okay. Day 3, we're going to start building the relationship now in Messenger. We're going to start using the form system, which is family, occupation, recreation, motivation. We've already used it. We're going to keep using it. Okay. And what we're doing, remember, the whole point of that is to start finding pain points. Do they even need our opportunity? Okay. And then we need to make this conversation hopefully goes and flows. Okay. What we don't want to do is say I ask somebody about their family, and then I'm probably going to ask a question based off of a post or a story that they did. Okay. That's the best way to come up with your opening question is looking off of their story or their post. Okay. I totally forgot where I was going with that. But we're going to go into their, their family, their occupation, their recreation, their motivation. Okay. But what we don't want to do is we don't want this conversation to take days. Okay. What we're hoping is going to happen is when we ask that first question, that they're going to answer us back pretty quickly during the day. And as soon as they do, then we need to get back and answer them. Keep the conversation going. We don't want this to spread out over for days and days and days or weeks, right? So once we get somebody connected and somebody's talking to us, we want to keep that conversation going. We don't want to kill it by saying, well, I'll just answer her back tomorrow. We don't want to do that. You want to keep it going. Okay. Once you feel like you have really established, and this is just going to have to be something we all have to learn, when to break into the conversation and ask. Okay. It's just, I don't know how to explain it, but once you, hang on just a minute and I'll answer that. No, this is Facebook friends. This is Facebook friends, Nicole. Like I said, we want to keep this conversation going, right? We don't want to kill it by, taking days to answer the next question, right? Then we want to make sure, do we have enough information that we believe that we can break in on that question of asking them, hey, I think I have something that would really pique your curiosity. Have you thought about this? I might have something that can help you, fix that income problem that you're talking about, right? So And I actually have a script for you. I do have some ways that you can cut in and ask on those questions. All right. And then after that, we're just going to follow the ATM system. That's what we're going to do. Okay. So what we're trying to do is identify the pain. We're trying to determine if they're even open to looking at our business or our product. And then we're going to expose the business or the product. So after we're having this conversation, we want to go in with something like, hey, Sarah, I know you've probably seen I've started my own home-based business, and I know you probably have zero interest in making the money side, but thought you might benefit from some of the product we have. That's one of the questions you could ask. And then you will go back into, would you be open to taking a look at them? If not, no worries, right? Or have you considered learning more about what I did to help me with blank? Or have you considered learning more about how I'm making an extra income per month on social media? If not, no worries. Then after they answer one of those questions, based on what you just shared, Sarah, I may or may not know of something that can help. Would you be open to learning more? If not, all good. Okay, another question. If they say yes, great, I'm going to invite you to Limitless or On My Way, depending on which one you're talking about. Are you talking about business or are you talking about product? Okay, we have two groups. So remember that. In order for you to see the content, you have to accept the invite. Let me know what you're in so I can tag you in a welcome video that explains more about the product, the company, and the compensation plan, right? You send the invite, they accept it, tag them in the video. Within 24 to 48 hours, what do? We open up a group chat with 2 to 3 partners, right? Okay. After we open that chat, then we're going to drop, hey, Sarah, thanks for accepting my invite to Limitless. I tagged you in the welcome video and a few other posts that I thought you could relate to. I just wanted to follow up with you to see if you got a chance to check out the group and watch the video. I'd also like to introduce you to a few of individuals I work with. You right here is where you're going to edify your leaders and you're going to introduce them. Hi, Shy, Crystal, and Tara, meet Sarah. She's a friend of mine from Facebook. Right now, she is, what is she wanting? And is looking to potentially start a business leveraging social media or starting her health journey. Okay, one of the two. And then you're going to drop a question. You want to drop this, but you don't want to just leave it because there's no question. Okay. You do not ever ask your potential prospect, or you don't ever leave a potential prospect without a question. Okay. What are you doing now when it comes to your health journey? That's one of the questions you could ask, or love to hear what you liked best about what you saw read. Okay. Got to leave a question. So that's your exposure formula. And then I put a follow-up for you in there too. It is a 1-3-7 follow-up, meaning that you're going to follow up with them between 24 hours. You're going to follow up with them on day 3, and you're going to follow up with them on day 7, right? And then after that, then they go on whether you want to put them on a weekly rotation or a bi-weekly rotation or a monthly rotation, however you want to follow up with them from there. Okay. Any questions? Because that was really fast. But it is in my board.
I do like that information a lot. I will tell you, it's hard for me to have conversations like that and do them right away because I get busy.
Yes. Yes.
That's why mine end up taking days.
Well, I don't think it's so bad days. I think it's depending on the conversation. Okay. But I think when you're taking, I think where people can wear themselves out over this is where it's taking weeks and months. Like, we don't have weeks and months to get to the point. Like, we don't. That's what I mean by that. So it might take you a couple of days. That's fine. But it's where we start dragging it out from there. And then we're like, just get to the point. Get to the point. Get to the point, people. Okay. Okay. So do you, oh, did you have a question, Deborah?
No, I do.
Oh, Nicole did.
When you were talking about the rotation,
Uh-huh.
is that even if they've never answered you?
If they answer, you move on. If they don't answer,
They
you
don't
move
an-
on.
Okay,
Move on. Moving on. Next.
perfect.
Okay. So going back to your question, Nicole, sometimes people will come back to you. And then sometimes people will never answer you. And then there's a phase in there that you kind of got to clean out your Facebook friends, like these people that never are going to engage with you, never talk to you. Like you just eventually you got to just get rid of them, find a new friend. I always want to ask them, why do you have a Facebook if you ain't gonna talk to nobody?
Well, and that's, I mean, and I get what you're saying, but then mine also overflows into our other business too.
That's true. So you just, I mean, don't be killing those people either. Don't be, don't,
Right.
you know, don't. Because that business is important too. Really important, actually. Okay. I need you to pick out 5 people that you've never talked to. Five people. Oh. Oh, did we lose Deborah? Admitting her back in. Yep. Okay. So the first thing we'll do is go to each one of these persons' Facebook. Yes,
Wait,
Deborah.
I lost you guys for a few minutes. My phone went wacky. So you said pick out 5 people, and what did you want after that? Are you telling us?
I'm about to tell you, yes.
Okay, thank you.
You got on just in time. So now you're going to go to those 5 individuals. You need to write their names down. And today you're going to go to their Facebook and you're going to go comment and heart on a post. Now, mind you, if you have 15 people on your list, you're going to do all 15 people today. If you have 20 people on your list, you're going to be all 20 people today. If you have 30 people on your list, you're going to do all 30 people today. So keep this in mind. If you do 10, 1 may talk to you. Keep that in mind. Okay. So I'm going to do mine right now. Okay. Did all your people?
Try to change the password on your Venmo account.
Me? No. No. Okay. So now what you want to do, we're going to go ahead and move on to what we would do tomorrow. Okay. We're going to do it all today. So you know what to do because we're only doing a few people today. You're not going to do your whole list today. But I would say again, don't do less than 10 people a week. Really probably should do more than that, but at least 10. So day 1, you just comment and love on a post. Day 2, you're going to comment and love on stories. So that's what I want you to go do. Just pick out one person and go to their story. And comment. Okay. Now day 3 is where we just go back to Messenger. That now, mind you, you have just commented in Messenger, so keep that in mind. Some people will start talking to you from there, and if they do, then you start that conversation right then, right? If not, then you're going to have to come up with a question to ask, which is what we're going to do right now. So we're going to go ahead and do day 3 right now. So now you need to go to your Messenger, to that one person. And I'm actually going to give my person a compliment is what I'm going to do. All right, get there one person. Okay. Does everybody understand where to go from here? Day 1, day 2, day 3. Using the form to draw out pain points, and then using those pain points to come back with question for them to look at the business or the product, right? No,
Let me know for sure which pharmacy it is.
it's on Main Street. Okay, Deborah. I'm gonna put you on the spot. You ready?
Okay.
All right. You have your list of 10, 15, 20 people. Day 1 is
go in and like and love their posts
And comment,
and their post and comment.
Okay.
You want us to comment too?
comment and love.
Comment, like, and love. Okay.
And then day 2 is,
Comment, like, and love on their stories. But if they don't have a story, go in and find a post. Now I have a question. Okay, define their stories. Don't you just go to their page? Or do you have to go up there and look in the stories? It should be on their
but you can
page.
go to their page and you can click on their profile picture.
Uh-huh.
And it'll ask you whether you want to look at their stories or if you want to look at their profile picture.
Okay. All right.
Mhm.
Perfect.
And also, their circle picture, which is their profile picture, it'll be highlighted, like there'll be a line around it, a colored line, and that'll tell you whether they have a story or not.
Okay. All right. That'll help.
Yep. Okay. Day 3 is,
Draw out or start a conversation, like give them a compliment or ask them something about the post or,
Mhm.
just start a conversation with them.
which you already kind of did on day 2 in a way. I mean, in a way, not really, right? On day 2, when you go to their story, you're not, I mean, you can ask them a question right there. It may be something, hey, where did you get that shirt or something like that? That's fine. But really it's just to get into their DM initially, but however you want to do that. I mean, there's not a right or wrong way to do it. The point is just to get in the door, your foot in the door to start, where you can start asking questions. Okay. All right. And then from there, day 4 is where we're really trying to hone in on the conversation to actually expose them, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And when they say yes, what are we doing?
We send them to either the Limitless or On My Way group. We send them that little message that says, hi, whatever your name is, I'm sending you to Limitless or On My
Yeah.
Way, except blah, blah, blah. And then when you get in there, let me know so I can tag you. Yeah. To
And
On My Way.
then after we get them in and we
24
tag them,
hours.
then we're opening up a group chat, right? With 2 or 3
Yes.
partners. And here's what I would tell the partners. Y'all make sure when you are put into a chat that you are voice clipping your story. Okay. Don't just be in the chat. Drop voice clip. Don't drop your story in written form because it's too long and it bogs down the chat. Do it by voice clip. Okay. All right. And then once we get them into a chat, we're still just, we're just drilling down with more questions, but now it's more about, listening to them, what their needs are, whether we're going to go, which direction we're going to go when we present them either a bundle or a gut collective, right? That's basically what we're doing from there, right? Right. Okay. Good job. So this is one of those ways to, we cannot just expect people to come to us. We cannot. Okay. It just, I wished it happened a lot, but it doesn't happen a lot, but it does. I mean, it does happen occasionally. But I do believe the stronger that our social strategy gets, that people will start reaching out more to us. Okay. But this is a really good strategy in the to work every day. This is super simple. But like I said, our biggest challenge is learning how to get away from scriptiness and learning how to become a really good conversationalist. That's our biggest challenge right now. And people fear it. And there's going to be, like there always is, there are going to be people that'll step up and do it. And then there'll be the people that are they're just going to stay. So, and it's just the way it is. Just the way it is. It's not a different coach in basketball. People want to get pissed off because they don't get to start. but they're not willing to go do anything to get the starting position. They just want to start. Doesn't work that way.
Not me, Shy. I always started. I was
You
the
are.
main center. Yes, ma'am. And
Well,
I
I
worked
tell you
hard
what,
for it.
you work very hard every day. Yes, you do. So there's that. Hi, Dina. So Dina, we kind of went over a different method of the 3-3-3 is what we did. So
Yay!
what I did, and it's in my board. Do you have my board? I feel like you have my
Yes.
board. Okay. So I just changed the name and it called it Genuine Growth Connections. And instead of doing like 5, 10, 15, 20 people a day, I changed it where you do somewhere between 10 and 30 people a week. So, which makes it a lot easier. For me, it's just a lot easier to track than having to do, I did 10 today, and then tomorrow I'm going to do that 10 and do a new 10. And then on day 3, I'm going to do the first 10 and the second 10 and the third 10. Like that's just a lot for me to track and keep up with. Whereas this, okay, I've got my 10 to 30 people, however many people I want to focus on this week. Day 1 is go comment and heart on a post. Day 2, go comment and love on a story. Day 3, get into the DM and start using the form, method, the family, occupation, recreation, motivation, and just start building that conversation and not taking weeks to have that conversation, but try to make that conversation progress as fastly as possible by keeping on top of, when somebody comments back to you, try to get back to it as soon as you can, not wait a day to answer it, right? So that's what I mean by progressing that. And then, hopefully through that process, you have found some good pain points that you believe that you can come back with and say, hey, I think I might have something that you should take a look at, So that, to me, that's easier to track and easier to focus on. And then
Well,
following
that sounds great.
ATM method from there.
And are you finding, just a quick, sorry, is it not question time? Because I did jump on
Yes.
late. I was going to ask, are you finding that because you have it more manageable that way, that you don't have the other people you've already started like falling in the cracks, because you can actually address, like you have time to address both groups, not just the new people, but then the ones that you were cultivating that relationship with?
Yes.
Because I'm actually like not doing this ATM thing with you yet, but just having those deeper conversations up front and getting to that place, I am finding I have bigger orders and people wanting to get on subscription because they understand more what they're doing, because we had the conversations already, if that makes sense. Like instead of that long process of, okay, great, I got them to sign up, but now I will educate them on what we will do. It's almost like our conversations are allowing that education to happen first, and then they're really kind of taking the reins and running with it because they have that trust and belief in it before they get started.
Well, I'm also finding that this also, what's the word? Gets rid of the people faster. Like I'm going, like when I do my 15, 20, 30 people in one day, that it eliminates immediately who I'm going to talk to the next day. Well, not really, because day 1 I'm not, but on day 2, it almost eliminates a few people. By day 3, you see what I'm saying? Then I know exactly who I'm carrying on my conversation with from day 3. Because if they didn't answer me on day 3, then I can't go expose anybody on day 4, right? So this also eliminates them faster. Whereas if I was doing 10 one day, 10 the next day, and 10, like it's just, and then it's taken me almost 7 days to get through that process, right? So now I'm getting it condensed down into 4 to 5 days instead of 7 days. Time, and elimination. Two big things. But yes, and then when we get into the actual conversations and then we get to ATM them and then we open up the group chat, then you are right. A lot of that education is taking place right through there. Simple. Easy peasy right there. Totally agree with you. So, good question. Okay. Well, I'll let y'all go. We'll get off early. I'll let y'all go and let you finish your list. Like I said, at least 10. You got to do at least 10 a week. I would tell you more for sure, but don't do any less than 10. Okay. See you. Love you. Bye. Y'all have a good week.
Thank you, Shy.
You're welcome.